Good day and welcome back to our ongoing coverage of the flight of the ISS Progress 59, the unpiloted cargo ship that launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan 5 hours and 20 minutes ago on a mission that was intended to arrive at the International Space Station for a fast-track rendezvous and docking later this morning.
Station Moscow on Space to Ground 1 for Gennady. Regarding light detectors. Regarding what, Nikolai? Come again?
The flight of the Progress 59, the launch and ascent and climb to orbit all was nominal. 8 minutes and 45 seconds after launch, the Progress 59 was placed into its preliminary orbit after its separation from the third stage of the Soyuz booster that lifted it from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. But almost immediately after spacecraft separation, a series of telemetry problems were detected with the Progress 59. No confirmation of navigational antenna deploy or of the pressurization of the manifold system for the propulsion system on the spacecraft was received, and that was the case over the next 3 Russian ground station passes. Commanding was attempted by the Russian flight control team at the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov, but no telemetry was received on the ground, and no confirmation of commanding being uplinked to the spacecraft was confirmed either. So we, on the last pass that occurred, the television camera on the Progress vehicle was activated, and there is the view that we saw about 30 minutes or so ago, a clear rotational spin on the Progress 59 cargo craft. It was reported by our visiting vehicle officer here in Mission Control to Flight Director Jeff Radigan that in addition to the rotational spin that you're seeing in this video that we received from the Progress about 30 minutes ago, that there were multiple rate sensor failures detected in the Core's automated rendezvous system, and right before the Russian ground station pass ended, that the Russian flight control team said they sent a command to inhibit dynamic operations, as a result not attempting to hold attitude control on the vehicle. We are about 43 minutes away from the next ground station pass, but in the interim, Flight Director Jeff Radigan got up on the loop to talk to his Russian shift flight director counterpart at the Russian flight control room in Korolyov, and reported that we have ceased planning for a Thursday docking of the Progress 59 to the International Space Station. The Russian shift flight director confirmed that, and is awaiting further word from Russian management as to where we go from here and what the next step will be in troubleshooting efforts by the Russian flight control team to try to reacquire control of the Progress 59 cargo craft, and what the next step might be. Right after the Progress arrived on orbit and it was clear that there was a telemetry issue with the spacecraft, we and the Russian flight control team defaulted from a 4-orbit 6-hour rendezvous to the backup plan, which is a 34-orbit 2-day rendezvous that would have resulted in the Progress arriving at the International Space Station for a docking on Thursday. But now that plan has been thrown out the window. We will not be docking to the International Space Station with Progress on Thursday, but what the next step is by the Russian flight control team is under discussion at the Russian Mission Control Center in Korolyov. Once again, on the last ground station pass that we completed about 35 minutes ago, the Progress was noted, and you saw in this video, and you're looking at it once again in this replay, a fairly significant rotational spin on the Progress as it passed over Russian ground stations, and the visiting vehicle officer here in Mission Control reported to Flight Director Jeff Radigan that it was also noted that there were multiple rate sensor failures, motion control system failures for the Core's automated rendezvous system. So where that leaves the Progress, not clear at this point. We will continue to monitor the data, and our plan is to be back on the air at the top of the hour at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 Eastern Time, as we await the next ground station pass and further word from the Russian flight control team on any troubleshooting efforts that might be concocted to try to gain control of the Progress resupply craft and a forward plan for it to reach the International Space Station. Once again, the Progress 59 observed to be rotating, to be spinning, if you will, over the last Russian ground station pass, with multiple rate sensor failures detected in the Corps' automated rendezvous system, as we await the next pass over Russian ground stations and another opportunity to receive telemetry, if we can, from the Progress 59 cargo craft. But as of this time, no docking attempt will be made on Thursday. The Russian flight controllers are off trying to devise a troubleshooting plan and a forward plan for dealing with the Progress 59 problems that occurred right after spacecraft separation earlier today. We'll be back on the air at the top of the hour at 8 Central, 9 Eastern Time with our next update on Progress 59.